Well, hello everybody, BugEater64 here, and today we're going to be flying in DCS, and we're going to be flying another freeware aircraft. That is, in my opinion, just wonderful. It's the UH60L modern helicopter. Been around for a while, but it's one that basically took the place of the UH-1. It has the capabilities much more than the UH-1, and we're going to be checking that out today. So, one of the things I want to show you here, and we're going to get into the cockpit real quick. So, we'll see you inside. Alright, so here we are in the cockpit of the UH-60 Lima, and as you can see, it's got a checklist that is on your kneeboard and makes everything you need to do to start up the helicopter. Today I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to do the old cheat, Windows key, left Windows key in home, and started the aircraft. But just wanted to give you a look at the checklist. It also, on this checklist, is set up with a second page that tells you how to use multi-crew. Okay, now the checklist is set up from version 1.2 from 2022. This is the most recent upload, and I believe it's version 3. But I've been, this is going to be my very first flight in it. I've watched some videos on YouTube, other content providers, a couple of them actual Blackhawk pilots, and they've been very instructive on how this aircraft should operate in DCS, and I've got to say we're going to give it a shot here. Alright, so with that, let me go ahead and let's take a look outside, and yeah, okay. And then we can get rid of me and get things started with this aircraft. Alright, so let's get going. Okay, so here is our Blackhawk. We're going to rearm it first. Now, one thing I realized, because I have a saved setup in here, and that it won't let me do that unless I open the pilot's door. So, pilot's door open. Now, let's see about rearming. Let's go to my saved one, which I've called Search and Rescue. And there it is.
Request rearming. Copy.
Okay. So now we'll just let them do their thing and work their way through. Once the rearming is done, then I can close the door and we can start up this aircraft. Now, I have not used the checklist yet, but I have an idea how to start the aircraft. But like I said in the beginning, I'm not going to use that checklist today. I'm going to cheat and use my left Windows key and home, and use the old cheat start.
Rearming complete.
Okay, so you've got our Hellfires and some rockets. And this is the Seria Map. So let's get inside and let her finish up and start the engines. And you can see inside the cockpit it is well appointed, very nicely done. Gauges are in their proper place, and like I said, a lot of the systems actually work just like they're supposed to. Now there's another module for this freeware that is available that makes a Navy version of it for anti-submarine warfare and things like that. I have not loaded that yet, but again, you go to the Digital Combat Simulations, or DCS webpage, and go to user files, and you can download the UH60L and its other files that really improve this aircraft. Now in the upper left-hand corner you can see my control settings. This has some very drastic curves to it, in my opinion. The Blackhawk, the rotor disc has a 3-degree forward tilt to it, sitting on the ground. So once you start applying collective, it's going to automatically start to roll, and that's why, one, you need to have your brakes applied, and two, it takes back pressure on the cyclic to keep it from rolling forward. So that's why I left that upper thing, so you can see my control inputs. Like I said, this is my very first flight, so the curvatures that I have are based on what I saw from other content providers, primarily the real pilots. So this is what we're going to do. She also wants to have a tendency to roll when you're trying to take off, so you have to adjust cyclic and even trim to help that. And you can see that I'm having an interesting time with it here.
Springfield 1-1, request takeoff.
This girl flies completely different than the Huey did, or does. So in the very early 70s, when I went into the military, the very first helicopter I flew in was UH-1 Huey Slick. Whoops, here we go. Whoa, hold her up. Okay, we can bounce off the wheels. And now he's told me that I can land on runway 28. Well, I'm not going to. I'm taking off. Anyway, to get back to my story. The Blackhawk, when I retired in 1994, was the very last aircraft that I flew in. And what a difference between the two. The Huey I got a warm place in my heart for, but the capabilities of the Blackhawk, it's day and night. So this is just a wonderful module to add to DCS. And I have to learn how to fly her. Now, you see the green pipper in the middle of the windscreen. That shows that my weapon system is armed. So, and I've got Hellfires, I've also got rockets, I've got miniguns. And so we are going to go look for some bad guys. See if there's any left by the time I get there. And of course I wanted to test out the replay system, that since I stopped saving flights, I can watch my tracks and so on, and they work fine. I cleaned all my saved files out, and now the replay system seems to be working fine. What I have started to do is I'll make the flight. I usually will record my initial flight from inside the cockpit. Then I'll go ahead and watch my track, and then I'll set up my camera for outside views, whether it be like today where I've got the lockdown camera for outside, or if I'm just going to do a normal outside view where I can move the camera. So, okay, we're going to make a turn to the left there to head towards our recon area. See what we can find. And that call out to you here in the background, that is my RWR telling me that radar is searching. So we're going to set up some flares. System armed. This has a well-working stabilization system. So now we can look. Yeah, there's bad guys up there, but they're going to get creamed. But if we don't get to shoot any of them, we've already test fired our guns. They work fine. She takes a lot more attention. Once you get the trim fairly right, and so on, she handles very nice, but you have to be gentle with her as far as control inputs, because she takes if you don't pay attention, she will hurt you. And but just a fun module to fly. I'm really impressed. And we're not doing too badly. Okay, well, the one thing that, if I'm going to be critical of anything, is that the sound package, which according to the other pilots is very good, and I've ridden in, flown in Blackhawks, and it does sound pretty darn good, but the sound didn't change when I opened the doors and the gunner panels. So, if during the next update, if at all possible, that would be one thing that would add immersion to the flight. But, for me, that's a minor thing. So we're going to gain altitude. Right now we're at about 1,500 feet MSL, 380 above ground. Top of these hills here, and we should be able to start looking. Oh, okay. Looks like there's something in the hills there. Doing about 120 knots. This girl is a lot faster than the Huey if you want to be. Okay, so there's a small set of hills just off to the left portion of my forward windscreen, and I think that is where that one convoy may have been. And I believe that convoy has anti-air asset. Probably something like a ZSU or something like that, but I'm not sure where they're at exactly. That's what we're going to go look for, because I think that'll be about the only thing. And if we can't find him, there's an air base over to the right there. a little like just out of eyesight. So. Yep, there's that one in the hills, and that looks static. It doesn't appear to have moved much. So we're going to head over just slightly to the left there at the hill. See if we can find these boys. And there is a couple that look like burned out pieces of equipment right in front of us there. They are. See that big bunch of trees up there? They might be in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fire a hellfire in there just to see if I can get anybody's attention. And just I want to see what it does. This side of that clump of trees. We got this one clump right in front of us, then a second one, and I think they're up near the third one. Fire that and see what it does. And it's gonna go way over. And it let's see, I don't see any vehicles. I thought I saw a couple in front of us. Doesn't appear to be. Nope. They're down to the left, I believe. They're hiding. Whoops. And they found us. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, we're taking some heavy hits. Not showing anything on my warning board. Got some damage, but it's not showing up on my board, but I am losing collective response, and the RPMs are way down. Way down. So yeah, we are going in. Let's see if I can control this. This is not the way I wanted to end my first flight. Okay, tail wheel down first. Now, I'm not going to be able to hold her. We're taking off the... Yeah. Let's see if I can ride her. Use the tail rotor. Yeah, okay, that helped. Okay, so we're sitting on our wheels. Main rotors are gone. Shut down the engines. And basically walk home. We'll call for help on the radio. Okay, trim neutralized. Fuel shut down. Okay, nobody hurt. Successful crash landing. So, like I said, not the way I wanted to end it our first flight. Well, alright then. Not the best outcome. Have no idea what or why I lost collective operation. We took quite a few hits. Nothing showed up on the board as damage. So I'm not sure what was going on, but I was losing my collective response, and we were going down. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Basically, though, I was able to do a controlled crash landing. Unfortunately, it rolled to the right there, and we took the main rotor blades off. But other than that, not sure what exactly happened. As we came up over the hill, I saw and as I said, I saw the equipment to the left, and before I could even react, it started shooting at us. So I dove out, as you saw, and tried to get below the hill, but evidently the damage had been done because I started losing some engine power and response to the collective, and wasn't able to keep her in the air. So, you know, as a first flight, I'm not disappointed. I learned a lot. There's a lot going on with this aircraft. Most of the systems, or a good number, operate as they should. And this is borne out by some of the, as I said, other YouTube content providers that were real, or that are real Blackhawk pilots. And so I'm impressed. This is a freeware aircraft, and it's beautifully done. I mean, it's just very, very nice. It's not perfect by any means, but it is well worth having in the hangar, and it gives you some capabilities that even the Huey doesn't. I mean, when you can use Hellfire missiles to take out armor and things like that, plus the guns, there's a lot of weaponry. The other thing that is very nice is being able to load the aircraft in a way that I prefer for a mission, and I can save that loadout. So I really have enjoyed it. I enjoyed the flight. I hope you did too. Like I said, it wasn't perfect by any means. It was my very first flight, and it was a learning flight for me, just for fun. And I really did enjoy it. So until next time, this is Bug Eater 64, and as always, remember, safe flying.